Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with a familiar face. We've interviewed her many times before, Dondra Ritzenthaler, CEO of Azamara Cruises. And actually, we're interviewing Dondra. It's a pretty big announcement now. They are going to be renovating their ships. The first one coming in is going to be Azamara Quest, and then there are going to be three more they're going to work on. And we're going to talk to her about that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. First of all, Dondra, let's see. Let's talk about what are the ships now? Remind me of all the ships you have. You have four ships, right? What are their names?
I do. And James, thank you for having me. And hello, everybody. I'm so fired up to be here today. So we've got four ships, four beautiful little baby ships. We've got Azamara Journey, Azamara Quest, Azamara Onward, and Azamara Journey, Quest, Onward, and Pursuit.
All right, you see that was a quiz. And so,
I really
Pursuit.
had to stop and think about it too.
Yeah, well, that's
But
okay. Pursuit is the other one. That was the last one I was on, I think. But so you have the four ships, and they're all roughly the same capacity, right? About
yes,
690 something.
we hold 700 guests. We've
Okay.
got 350 staterooms each.
Okay, but now you've just announced this new program, and in fact, there's an article in today's issue as well. So we thought we'd pair it with the interview with Dondra. It's called the program is called Azamara Forward, and
Yes.
no, that is not the name of another ship. It is actually a program to renovate really the entire fleet. What are you going to do with all the four ships? And I already t tipped it off which ship you're going to start with, the Azamar Quest. But how extensive is this project?
So we're so excited, James, and you're right. We are launching a new era in our existing beautiful fleet called Asmar Forward. And what we're doing is we are taking the things that our guests and our travel advisors and our crew love about Azamara. And so we're paying homage to that. We're being true to our heritage, but we're also then doing the things that will actually move us forward. And so whether it's new it's a ship refurb, it's new bars and restaurants. And then on Quest, which you did say, and exclusively on Quest, which is our first ship, we're literally adding a penthouse deck, like literally adding a new deck on the top of the ship. So we can't wait to share it with you guys, James. And I think it's really the most amazing new era for Azamara Cruises.
Now, with when is Azamar Quest going to go into dry dock? It's actually 12 new suites that's going to be on that special deck, and that's always been a one of the challenges you've had is that everybody wanted to be on your ships. They wanted more suites, and so now here we are. We're going to have more suites.
Well, and you're exactly right. You know, one of the reasons that we're adding this penthouse deck on Quest is because our guests have said that exact thing. Dondra, I want a suite and it's already sold out. And so this was part of the inspiration to actually adding this penthouse deck on Quest. And what it does is it's not only this penthouse deck, but it's actually going in and just reimagining spaces, adding some spaces, and then just refreshing others.
No, and it is amazing. And so when is the ship going to go into dry dock to start this process?
So Quest is the first one, and she goes in on October 31st, 2026.
Right?
She's got about a 25, 26-day dry dock. Then we're going to come out and do sailing from Athens to Lisbon. And then we're going to do the transatlantic from Lisbon to Miami. And then starting in Miami on the holiday cruise, December 18th, that will be the first sailing that the new penthouse deck suites will actually be sailing.
Now, why did you start with Quest? I know that this ship is also going to be on your world cruise. Is that why?
Yes. It's partially why, but also, we always want to keep our ships safe, and we have dry dock schedules that we do to make sure that we, maintain all of the regulations. And Quest was the one that made the most sense, and it was the ship that goes in and does the world cruise in January in San Francisco in
Right.
2027. So she'll be Azamara forwarded. even though I don't know that that's a word.
It is
And
now.
it is now, and she will be ready to go when we launch that World Cruise 2027.
Fantastic. And so that'll be the first one out. Now, let's just drill down a little bit into that penthouse deck with the tw I think it's a total of 12 suites and
Well,
two, I think two are what you're calling grand view and then the rest are panorama suites, right?
it's the opposite, James.
Oh,
And
the other way
so
around.
the grand view will be the five on the port side, five on the starboard side.
Okay.
And they're basically just about the same size as our current continent suites, but the
Okay.
bathrooms are about 30% bigger. And then the two in the front, one port, one starboard, will be called panorama
Okay.
uh, penthouse suites because, or suites in the penthouse deck, because they've got this 270-degree view, and they really have a view, James, better than the captain, because what they're looking out when you look out front is nothing but, water. And so we're really excited about all of these new
That's
suites
great. Well,
out
I had a reverse, but you're right. Panorama sounds like it should be the top suites, and they are. And
there.
then after
I'm
that is
glad you think
Grandview.
so.
Yeah. So now you're also, as you said, making some changes on the dining front. You're launching a new chef's table, and you're also reimagining Discovery's restaurant.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those.
So, as you know, or James, I think you know, we have a chef's table night,
Hmm.
and it's one time a cruise usually, and it's inside Prime Sea. And now, with taking what will have used to have been the drawing room, this now will be a dedicated restaurant permanently in that space called Chef's Table that will go on one time a night instead of one time a cruise.
Right.
And the only night that it won't be open will be the night that we have what we call the Akamar dinner, which is our top suites dinner.
Mm.
So under normal circumstances, this chef's table will hold 18 guests. But
Okay.
when we do the Akamar dinner, we now will have it be 34 guests in there. And what I love about this is that we will be able to do wine and food pairings. We will be able to do wine tastings. So the primary use of that restaurant will be Chef's Table, but then Simon Blanco is also coming up with new concepts that we can do during the day as well.
Fantastic. And then you have the Discovery's restaurant too, right? That's going to be.
And I got to tell you, I can't wait for you to see the visuals. But when the first thing I want to mention is that now when you go into the Discovery's restaurant, that bar that used to be the Discovery's Lounge bar, we
Mhm.
are completely reimagining that, James, and that's now going to be the Atlas bar. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes.
Well,
But I
yeah, we
have to
wanted to.
mention it.
I did want to get to the bars because that's always important. The bars, and you have you're transforming the Cabaret Lounge, and you're introducing the Atlas Bar. And tell us about those.
Okay, so let's start there, and then we'll get to Discovery's restaurant. Deal?
Okay.
So the Atlas bar right now is on Onward, and it's in where the drawing room is on the other three ships. That now
Mhm.
on all four ships, that's going to be Chef's Table.
Right.
But the Onward Atlas bar is extremely popular, and one of the things that our loyal guests said was, Dondra, we'd like to see Atlas bar go across the fleet. So what we're doing is we're reimagining that space where the Discovery's Lounge and Bar was, and that now on all four of our ships will become Atlas Bar. But in addition to this beautifully designed space, we are also tweaking the programming, James, because
Okay.
today in the Atlas Bar, you can buy these gorgeous crafted specialty cocktails,
Okay.
or you have to have the ultimate beverage package in order to have those cocktails included, and you can't go in and actually use the Atlas bar to just have a glass of wine through your regular beverage package. So when we launch Atlas bar in November of 2026, not only will we have those beautifully crafted cocktails, but now if you want, you can go in and just have a glass of wine or whatever you'd like from your beverage package. And so now that's going to go across all four ships, and you'll be able to do both of the things that you want to do in Atlas Bar.
Okay. Well, that's always important is get those drinks squared away. And so now we have that. And you said that this is going to be also sort of part of the Discoveries restaurant, right? Too.
Yeah, so when you walk into the space where you would go to the Discoveries restaurant. The Atlas Bar now is going to be right there to the left. And James, when you do see the visuals, you will totally understand. So now you're going to pass Atlas Bar, and now you're going to enter into the Discoveries restaurant.
Right.
When you go in there, what we're going to do is we're literally brightening up the space. We've got new chairs, new carpet, new wall sconces, new window treatments, and it's just got this very beautiful white, refreshed look for the entire dining room. There's this gorgeous water inspired piece of mural that you will see that's now really going to be on the back side, if you will, of the Atlas Bar, right? So the Atlas Bar is there. Then when you go into the Discoveries restaurant, you will see that. And James, when you see the renderings, it's going to be absolutely breathtaking.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. And so that's all going to be on Quest. You're going to turn to your other three ships, right? And so what
Well,
kind
but
of,
can I stop you because we didn't talk about the cabaret, and I would be
oh, my
remiss.
sorry. I forgot to
I'm
remind myself to ask
sorry.
you about it. Let's talk about the cabaret.
Okay, so also on Quest, as well as the other three ships as well, when you walk into the Cabaret Lounge, you will not believe how inspiring that space is. There's going to be new carpet, statues, this beautiful rich tone wood with recessed lighting. And so you're going to start to feel that very special feeling as you're walking into the Cabaret Lounge. And then once you're in there, James, it's going to be new furniture, new tables, new ambiance, new treatments, window treatments. And I'm going to remind you and all of your listeners that we also are going to have 10 brand new shows across the fleet,
Oh,
including
wow.
technical upgrades. And so not only will the space be more fresh to sit down and enjoy, but we've got those 10 new ships, new shows coming in 2026 as well.
That's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. That's great. I've become a new. I do actually like cruise entertainment cruise shows now, which is not. It was not always the case, back in the day. But over the past few years, everything's gotten a lot better. So
Well, I can't wait for you to see ours. There, I've seen all of them, and now they're being developed as we speak, right? Because now we're in 2026, and I think you're going to absolutely love them.
now, can I get to the other ships?
Absolutely,
Okay.
and thank
So
you for letting me do that.
well, no, I'd forgotten I was going to ask you about Cabaret because I know that is one thing that's going to be on Quest and the other ships. So.
And the other ships.
So that's it. So you're going to be doing, are you going to be doing the same kind of suites in the other ships or not?
So right now, the entire Azamara forward will be on all four ships, including all of the staterooms, which I really do want to talk with you about as well.
Okay,
But exclusively on Quest will be the new Deck 11, the
got it.
Penthouse Suite deck. And that's exclusively on Quest. And we're going to then evaluate the success with our guests and our travel partners to determine what we do going in the future with the other three. But for Quest exclusively, we're going to do the Penthouse deck in addition to all of the refurbishments that we talked about.
Yeah, but in the other three ships, you're going to be doing the suites as well, but just not that deck. Yeah.
Exactly. In all the other suites, by the way, people spend a lot of time in their staterooms. And our loyal guests have said, Dondra, we'd love for you to do some things in the staterooms. And so we listen to them, James. And part of the reason that I have had success in my entire career is that I surround myself with really smart people and I listen to them, right?
Mhm.
And I've listened to our crew, our hotel directors, our headquarter team with Claudio and Simon and Minas and Martha, and then listen to our guests. And these are the things that have inspired us. And James, we're doing every stateroom,
Wow.
inside, outside, balcony, suites. And then in addition, on Quest, we're doing the new suites. But I got to tell you, what we're doing is incredible because in these staterooms, we're getting new window treatments, we're getting new bedding, new furniture. The carpets will be refreshed. The it's just mind blowing how gorgeous these staterooms are going to look.
I'm really looking forward to it. Sounds wonderful. And of course, then you are going to be doing in all the other three ships, as you mentioned, you're doing the Atlas Bar. You're doing the Cabaret Lounge is going to be refurbished. You're going to be doing the Discoveries restaurant, and of course that Chef's Table program, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, uh, what is there any price on this, or you got, or that's not disclosed yet? How much are you
No, no,
getting?
we're happy to share it. We're going to
Okay,
be spending over the course of the all, refurbing all four ships $80 million, James.
fantastic. And what will be the timetable overall before you have a completely refurbished fleet?
So we know that Quest is going first, right? We
Yeah.
mentioned that. Onward will be the second ship, which is ironic because Onward then becomes the world cruise ship for 2028.
Right.
And so we know that that's the first and the second. We haven't made a final decision on the third and the fourth yet because we're just looking for dry dock space. We're looking
Yeah.
for shipyards, but we will definitely come back, James, and share with your listeners more detail on the other three ships. But we know that Quest is first. We know she's going in October, coming out in December, and we cannot wait to show her to the world.
And where is it going to be done, the work for Quest?
The work is going to be in Greece. And Jamie, you might have to bail me out because I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. And James, I don't want to get it wrong, but she's going into a dry dock in Greece. And then she's going to come out. We're going to do the 7 night cruise from Athens to Lisbon. And but it's a shipyard that has done, you know, lots of work with cruise lines in the past, and we've
Okay, so it's a
secured
known
it.
entity. It's a known entity. Believe me, I probably couldn't pronounce it either, but that's another story. I just had an earlier interview today. I couldn't pronounce the woman's name, but
Oh
that's
no.
I actually I figured it out after a while. But they're wonderful, and the Greeks certainly know how to renovate ships, and and it is they do a great job. So I'm sure that you're going to find another other great yards if you're not going to do it with here that you are going to be able to do the other ships as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about do you, and I guess this would be breaking news too, but I'm sure you're not prepared to say, are there any other plans in the works for building new ships or buying existing vessels and renovating them?
Well, right now, our focus is on these four ships.
Okay.
Our focus is on, continue to evolve and continue to enhance our existing four ships. But make no mistake, James, any opportunity that comes our way, we will always listen to them. But right now, our focus is on these four ships and making them as successful as we can be.
Well, I was just thinking, because the other company that has the other R ships is, of course, Oceania, and they seem to be interested in parting ways with them. Although that said, they also just said they're probably going to go back and renovate one of them now that that ship is not going to leave the fleet. So it's kind of, but it seems that if you like those ships and you want to get more of them, that's the place to go because they're the only game in town, right?
Well, we love these ships for sure. I think these beautiful Azamara Quest Journey Pursuit and Onward are absolutely gorgeous. And again, I certainly will not speculate on what our competitor Oceania is doing. I love a lot of those people over there. But right now, my focus is 100% on Azamara Cruises and what we can do to continue to have our guests love us and come back over and over and over while our travel advisors are bringing us new guests as well. So that's where my focus is, James, right now.
Absolutely, as it should be. And if you want, though, I'll intervene and talk to Jason Montague, who's head of Oceania. We could try to cut a deal. I'll broker something for you. How about that?
I think that I better just leave that question alone and concentrate on Azamara Cruises.
I agree. I agree. I'm trying to stir the pot there a little. What are you going to
I
do?
love it.
But
I love it.
anyway, so what is you've done so much since you arrived. It's hard to believe you haven't been there that long in the scheme of things. But since you joined as Amara, you've launched Destination Emergent Elevated and more. And do you have any other plans to add services and amenities to your cruises?
Let me tell you what I'm doing. I feel blessed that I've been given this opportunity. Um, and I firmly believe that the greatest asset that I've got are my people. And it's listening to my people, James, that have driven us to Destination Immersion Elevated, um, doing more As Amazing Evenings on
Right.
Shore, spending more money on our culinary experiences, 10 new shows, and now Azamara Forward. What I'm doing is I am listening and learning and then acting on that. I am so proud of the team that I get to work with, James. And I can assure you that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep doing the things that we hear from our guests and from our travel advisors that are going to keep making us even better and stronger. And so, no, we're not finished. But right now, this is where our focus is because Azamar Forward is listening to our guests and we're going to do it. And it's going to make us an even better cruise line.
Well, you got a lot to do with them, and I'm sure you're going to do it well with these four ships and the renovations initially to Quest and then the rest of them. So you got plenty there to work on. Now, what is now that you've settled in, kind of what is your kind of personal vision for Azamara for the future?
So, first and foremost, I have to tell you, it's the best job I've ever had, and I'm on top of the world, and I feel super blessed every day. Um, the future, the vision is that I just want to continue to grow. I want to continue to be successful. I want to listen to our guests and to our travel advisors and our crew. I want to, continue to do the things that and the industry wants to see. And, if that's the same four ships, if that's more ships, if that, no matter what it is, I will absolutely plan to be here for many years because I'm having the time of my life. And whatever the future brings, I know it's just going to make us stronger.
Fantastic. Now, where can travel advisors go to really find out more about the plans? I assume you're going to be rolling out some
Yeah.
webinars and other things, all the plans for renovating the ships, as well as your new and updated programs and services that you already offer on Azamara. Where can they go? Just to your website, or are you going to be doing special events and showcases and things like that?
All of the above, James.
Okay.
We're launching, as you know, because we're doing it with you. We're going to be doing webinars with travel advisors. We'll be at all the conferences talking about this. I've got the sales team under Michelle Ardisbal and David Sewers out telling this story as well. And then there's going to be activation, James. The entire year, we're going to be doing things around Asmara Forward. So this is simply the beginning. And then I don't know if you know this, but under the leadership of Michelle Ardisbal, we launched a new program for travel advisors who may not know as much about Azamara Cruises, and it's called Anytime Azamara. And I might have that name wrong, but Anytime I think Azamara. And you can call and ask any question that you want about Azamara Cruises. And I'll get you more information on that, James, because it's really amazing. And it's been we received so well because not all agents know us at Azamara Cruises. And James, I can't thank you enough for your commitment to this industry, to travel advisors. I've said this before. I am firmly believing and always will that the reason I was given this opportunity to lead this absolutely fantastic Azamara Cruises brand is because of my relationship with travel advisors. And I will never forget that and be indebted. And so this is just one more thing that shows that we're listening and that we care very much about the success of our guest and the success of our brand. And, I'm sure there'll be more stories that you and I will share in the future, my friend.
I'm sure we're going to be talking quite a lot over this coming year about all of this, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other at some of the same conferences as always. So I look forward
Absolutely.
to that. Look forward to seeing you, and one of these days I got to get back on one of your ships. I know you've offered. It's just a matter of when I can do it, and I don't maybe I shouldn't wait until the newest one with Quest when it's redone. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of demand to get on that one. But I really appreciate your time and thank you for interviewing with me before the actual event so we can be there at the very beginning when all of this launches. And congratulations to you as well, because I think this is a major step. You really, and now you're going to steer all of these ships into the future. And I think it's a popular product. Everyone knows. I think more travel advisors know about it than you may think, but and they know about you certainly.
That's awesome.
They follow you. They follow you. You're one of the, and so now they have another reason to follow you and see all these wonderful ships come out. Again, thank you so much, Dondra.
James, it was my pleasure. Have a super fantastic week.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.